G'day folks, this is my new bestest buddy Zeus, and when a dog like this says pat me, you make sure you pat him. So I'll just keep patting him while we chat. Alright, 3 basic points on how to train your dog on a radio dog fence, if I can keep Zeus busy. Number 1, I would start training them at their favourite escape hole or the most dangerous area. You can see behind me there's a major highway, and this property you'll see in a second is actually encircled by a U shape of lake. So Zeus's favourite trick is to go over and hassle the horses and also play with the neighbour's sheep. And getting out onto that major road, as you can see those trucks, pretty serious stuff. So what we're going to do, we're going to train him not to go down that bridge there. Let's move around so you can see the rest of the property. Now the idea is when you do the collar, we've got collars that have got low levels on them so that you can train at a very low level. Now the dog's biggest perception of the radio signal will be when you first train them, so the idea is to put it on the lowest level. So what we're going to do with Zeus is we're going to take him up to one little section at a time. This is what you should do with your dog. You make it the most vulnerable escape point, his front gate, or open the front gate, say, walk them into the radio signal, and then when they dance around, drag them around out of the radio signal, turn around and come back to the same spot. The dog might go left, might go right, and then when that happens, let them go into the radio signal and bring them away from the radio signal again. Now you will get a refusal, and that's your cue to go and put the flag in front of that area and then do a lap of the property where there's no radio signal at all, so you're teaching them where they can go. So 80% of your job, this is point number 2, 80% of your job is to actually walk them around the property with no corrections at all, so they're familiar with where they're allowed to go, and they'll work out the other 20% as you go along. You'll just do one little section at a time, and then each time you finish a section you do a tour of the whole property, and when you bring them out for their next session you do a tour of the whole property and you do one more little section. Then, because they're trained at the low levels, when you let them go for the first time, you put the collar on the very highest level. Okay, point number 3 is keep your dog tied up or secure in between training sessions. You don't want them running around the property and then they stumble into the radio signal and get a correction. They'll get something called porch sitting syndrome. Now that can also occur if you get a collar that doesn't have programmable levels. With our system you can set it down to a very low level, and we're training Zeus on the premium collar here at the moment. Train them at the lowest level so they understand the radio signal as I've mentioned. So keep them secure in between training sessions. The other thing I like about this system as well, so they're the 3 points. Work on the most vulnerable escape point first, do one little section at a time, and keep the dog secure in between training sessions. And hey, there's another one, start at the low levels. With our system, the collar has a block method of correction. As soon as the dog touches the radio signal, you set the collar to correct him at the level you want, so you can train them at the low level. I have looked into some systems where the radio signal gets higher the closer they get to the wire, but they can test that every day and realise how much they can correct. Plus then, if they get over the radio wire, the correction from the collar backs off and gets less when they're on the other side of the wire. Also, what's happening with that system, getting a little bit more technical, the transmitter is telling the collar what to do. So the transmitter is actually reacting to, the collar is reacting to the messages from the transmitter. With this system here, the collar is independent. The radio signal is there permanently. When the collar picks up the radio signal, bang, it reacts within 1/12 of a second. With other systems, they can take a while to react because the collars are waiting for the transmitter to tell them what to do, particularly if, like, the dog's running at the signal, and because the transmitter detects the collars moving quickly, it comes on. That doesn't really work that well because the collars increase as they get to the wire and then decrease on the other side. We have a block method. He touches the radio signal, this blade of grass, within 1/12 of a second he gets it at the high level, and it's the same level all the way through, so it's like hitting a brick wall, which is what you want. But again, the key is the training, and there's those 3 points. Anyway, fill in the form to get a quote. Give us a call for a bit of a chat. We can talk about your dog, your property, what you might need to do. As you can see, there's all different sort of ways to do it. So thanks for watching. We'll look forward to chatting to you soon. Bye.